Oh, we're
Oh,
live,
we're
pal.
recording. We're live, pal. Whoa!
Oh, hey, check out the background. Even though you can't see it because our faces are in the way, but it's around us.
Our sweet ass logo. It
Yeah,
won't budge.
yeah. You know what? If they follow the best Gout machine on Instagram or TikTok, they'll be able to see the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Just look through all of his posts, every single one. Actually,
Go
start
through
at the
every
very
video.
first post he ever made. Watch them all the way through, and eventually you'll find the new Gout Foundation logo. And
Somewhere.
if you
Just
notice, it is so large, it didn't even fit the screen this time.
can't see the bottom or top or bottom. And it kind of looks like it says Foundation instead of Gout Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all about that foundation, baby.
Well, we had all those small logos for so long. I figured we needed a giant one.
I think people didn't even know that it existed. It was like the most microscopic. Beep.
Yeah, if somebody would have bought one of the shirts, they would have been able to see it on their shirts with a magnifying glass. But they
Smaller
wouldn't
than
be
a polo alligator,
well,
which
I
is
have
how I
no idea.
describe myself on Tinder.
Are those shirts polo with alligators on them?
Yeah, isn't that the polo shirt?
I thought they had a different name.
Ralph Lauren?
I
I
don't
wear
know.
black t-shirts all the time.
You know what's weird is like those were the shirts that like grunge kids wore like back in the 90s. And then like somehow they became like hipster rich shirts. Like I don't understand what happened.
With the collar popped.
Yeah. Or was it just like grunge kids were rich, but like their life was so hard it was depressing maybe?
Like, we got all this money, but like, my dad doesn't pay attention to me.
Raven,
Uh.
Raven.
Raven. Oh my
Turned out
God.
he was rich. Turned out he was rich.
Johnny Polo was Kurt Cobain the whole time.
And then remember Hack was his pool boy?
Hardcore hack.
That's weird that he got introduced in the WCW. Two different. We're gonna have to do that on a off week one time.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fact that Sandman had gotten introduced to the WCW audience two separate times, like 8 years apart, probably 7 years apart, by a pool. He was
Oh
the
my
pool
God.
boy the first time, and then got thrown in the pool. No, yeah, he got thrown in the pool the first time. That's what it was, and then he was Raven's pool boy the second time.
Ah.
That
Oh
worked
my
for the
God.
family.
Hardcore
The
hack.
good old days. But instead of talking about fashion and hit music in the 90s, this is the Gout Foundation, and right here is your host.
The Rihanna of Wrestle Talk, the best gout machine. And over here is my sensually satisfying co-host.
Your boy Jay, that's under his umbrella. Ella, Ella, eh, eh, eh.
This looks wrong. I'm trying
And
to
this is
undo an
where,
umbrella.
yeah, undoing the old umbrella.
America.
What? Hey, that's what my girlfriend called it one time when my mom caught us in the bedroom. Oh, I was just trying to undo the umbrella in his pocket. But if you guys didn't know, this is the only show on the internet, apparently, or wherever this is, out in the world, that talks about all the crazy happenings in professional wrestling.
Crazy shit.
And I'm going to throw a monkey wrench at you just because of your MLW hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have any clips for this. I literally just thought of this staring at your hat, even though we talked for like an hour and a half before this show started. Alex Kane is going to be challenging for the world championship soon. I don't know if you've had any interactions with him, but I have, and he
A
is
little
a
bit,
pretty cool person.
Kumaye.
But like it's so crazy because I don't know if you remember Hammerstone's push to the world championship,
Yes, yes.
and it's like Alex Kane is getting that treatment,
Mm-hmm.
and the fans getting behind him seems to be more organic than the Hammerstone push was. And Hammerstone is still like getting treated like a major babyface, both in his booking and by the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your prediction when Team Boomaye's leader, Alex Kane, takes on Alexander Hammerstone? What do you think is going to happen? Just because of you have the organic
Mm-hmm.
rise of Alex Kane, his popularity, his just the way he looks to the crowd. And then you have the established top. It's almost like, and I hate to say this because both of these guys are amazing workers. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying
Right,
this
I
as
love
a slight,
Hammerstone.
but it's almost like Hogan versus Warrior. The established guy on top champion and the guy who organically got the people behind him to get
Mm-hmm.
to the top. Like, and I'm not saying it as far as work rate. I'm just saying it as far as like storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And that match back in at the time was a hard match to predict, especially if you were a kid. So,
Evenly matched as fuck.
what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I want Alex Kane to be the MLW World Champion because Hammerstone, he has the look, he has everything, he can talk, and MLW was like, obviously he's the guy. We're going to elevate him to the top. Alex Kane has a very good, strong following online. Like he's very likable. He communicates with people. He's very transparent. So we all gotten to know Alex Kane over the last couple of years, and we have all grown to love Alex Kane. And when we see our boy on TV, we're super proud of him. And to see him elevate, we're just like we're fucking shooting out rainbows out of our belly buttons like Care Bears. The higher he gets, and now he has a chance to like grab that torch. And you're right, it is like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior because hey, I don't know who the hell's going to win. And this is like their version in the MLW universe, so that MLW space. These are the two, excluding Jacob Fatu. These are like the two biggest MLW guys, and in my opinion, and I want Boomaye. I want Alex Kane to win. You know what? He's going to win. He is going to win. You hear me? You mark my words right now. He's going to win. Boomaye! Boomaye! And he said I could say that, by the way. I asked, can I say Boomaye? He said, yes, you can.
Doesn't it mean kill?
You what?
Doesn't it mean kill him? Abumaye?
I hope not, because I've been yelling that at my grandmother.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just remember from the Ali movie, like before he went to go fight Foreman, it was Ali Boomaye, Ali Boomaye.
I
I thought
skipped
it
that
meant like
movie.
kill him. Yeah. Well, it had Will Smith in it.
That's why I didn't watch it.
It was a real hit at the box office.
Shut up. I'm kidding.
But no, it just blows my mind, like how organic, and a lot of it has to do with Alex Kane, and a lot, just like you said, that you probably illustrated it perfectly. His online presence, but just his presence alone in the way he comes across, and
Charismatic as
it's
fuck.
like, and it's exactly like you said. Hammerstone has everything, and it's do you push that like because what happens to Hammerstone if he beats Alex Kane? Does that
He
make
goes to the
the
NWA.
crowd? But I mean, will the crowd turn on Hammerstone if he beats Alex Kane? And
Oh my
then,
God. You got to book this right,
or
MLW.
yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's like they caught lightning in a bottle that they had nothing to do with. That it's like the two guys basically did 80% of the work. Yeah, you have to be booked a certain way to do it, but you have to have the right people to do it for you. And I'm hoping Alex Kane comes out with it, not only for Alex Kane's sake, but for Hammerstone's sake, because I could see Alex Kane winning it, still Boomaye's for the people for a good amount of time, maybe 3 months. Then he goes back to good old let's attack everybody, Alex Kane, Boomaye Fight Club. And then
That's,
Hammerstone's the only guy that's going to come back to knock this guy down and get his title back at the same time. Because
you got to
Fatu
book,
versus
you book
Alex
this
Kane
just
for that
right.
world title. I mean, there's so many scenarios too. Because if you got
Yeah.
Fatu versus Alex Kane for that world title, and then Alex
Mm-hmm.
Kane overcomes that, then it's like, oh my God, who is going to stop
Oh,
this guy? And
we
then
got
that's
our
when
next star
Hammerstone,
here.
yeah, and then Hammerstone could get all that the crowd push that he had. He'll get that behind him once Alex Kane goes heel. And then, I mean, MLW is more people need to watch it because they are killing it.
Yes.
And I don't
Oh,
know,
they had El Hijo del Vikingo there recently.
yeah.
And you can
Well,
watch
see,
that for free on
they do
YouTube.
the thing. They do the thing for like the indie fans that could care less about a story, care less about what's going on. They just want to turn it on and see a cool match. But then they also do stuff for like actual wrestling fans that want to see a story, that want to see something cohesive from week to week to week that tells a story, and it makes the matches make more sense in the ring instead of like, why is this guy on his 15th backbreaker? Like, what's the deal with this guy's back when there was no story? But if you watch AAA 9 months ago, you would know that he had a bad kidney, and that's why he keeps on doing the backbreaker. You know, MLW tells the story to where you keep up with it week by week. But
I feel
sorry
like
to
I'm about to diss
throw
AEW
that.
any second.
I'm stopping myself. That we'll have time for that in a little
Save
bit.
that for later.
But I'm sorry to throw that monkey wrench at
You
you.
caught
It's
me.
just
This
that
is not
your
rehearsed.
hat.
You caught me off guard.
Yeah. It's just your hat. I just happened to notice. I know, like I said, we talked for like an hour and a half before we got going. And the hat just reminded me.
Boomaye!
But also, we've announced a winner for this.
Woo!
He has not come forward. So if you want to win this, the original way to win this was by telling us who you thought Uncle Howdy was, and the answer could not be Bray Wyatt or Bo Dallas. So now, the way you could win this, both of us will post this little clip of a video on our TikTok
Promise
and
I will.
Instagram and somewhere else, possibly. Who knows? On
OnlyFans.
Telegram or whatever it's called. But we need you to let us know the exact time, day, month, year, and planet. All 5 things in which Bray Wyatt will return. Or you could just put an emoji of a robot. One of those 2 things. And you'll be entered in to win this.
I recommend the first one.
I do apologize for the giant zoo raccoon that did not claim the prize. I guess he had
And I
other
hope.
things to tend to.
See, they got zoo raccoons have family.
Well, I think he didn't see it in his message in his DMs is what it was, because he was looking for the female. That's what it was. And when you get a DM from JKW, you know it ain't no female.
No vagina there. No vagina or Regina in Canada. Aha!
So we had some craziness happen this last week in wrestling, and what is your first crazy happening in professional wrestling over this past week?
Number one for me would be the unveiling of the Undisputed Universal Championship. Look at it. It's out of gold.
I stopped just this short. If my house was not 1,000 degrees, I probably would have done it. But I was gonna clip the whatever his name gold member saying that.
And we two would have taken it down immediately. And then Fight TV would show up and take it down.
Fucking Fight TV.
Fuck Fight TV.
Fuck Fight TV.
Fuck Fight TV. I think it's just beautiful. It reminds me of something from the past, maybe recent memory, in a different color. But I think it looks pretty. I think it looks almost delicious.
Now, how do you feel now that it's a singular title once again, and it's no longer two titles? And then that being said, the lineage now of both titles are intertwined. So if you look at the dates, you got Finn Balor and Dean Ambrose holding a title at the same exact time.
That is bewildering and really confusing for all the marks who go on Wikipedia to change everything. And trust me, I'm a guy that goes on Wikipedia all the time. I'm either checking wrestling facts or I'm checking the history of Doritos. All day, every day.
With them doing this, does this now make Roman Reigns' reign? Does it make it officially a 1,400-day reign now instead of 1,000 days? Because since both lineages are linked together, and he had both belts for approximately 410, 420 days together, on top of the 1,000 days for the Universal title, would those two get added together since the dates were at the same exact time?
I would add that together. Also, I feel like we should retroactively go back and say that every single former WWE champion is also a former Universal champion.
Oh, yeah, that would get Shawn Michaels back to the Grand Slam Club.
Yep, he'd be back in the Grand Slam Club. We would have Bruno Sammartino as the Universal champion. Someone needs to Photoshop a red belt on that man right now.
Well, no, because didn't Bruno Sammartino hold the Triple WF title?
Oh, yeah, it was okay. All right, okay. We're going to continue the lineage from the minute it became, okay, how about, okay, I was going to say WWF Championship. Okay, we'll just go with the WWE Undisputed Championship from henceforth, I think.
Because when the title switch over, when Iraqi Joe won it or whatever, when Iron Sheik won the title?
Yeah, I think that was right when it switched to WWF.
Okay.
So okay, Sheiky Baby, first Universal Champion. We can scratch Finn Balor being the first one ever, because he only had the belt for 20 hours only. So that way we got that little kerfuffle out of the way, and now we can say the Iron Sheik is the first Universal Champion. He broke your back. He made you humble.
And he was so excited, he popped the boner, thinking he was going to defeat Hulk Hogan.
He popped the boner while giving you camel crutch. Break your back.
But the one thing I really appreciated about this title was the fact that WWE decided to do this.
Fireworks! 4th of July, America!
Did you see in the background, though, somebody in the crowd? Well, it had to have been a guy and 3 of his friends held up a 1,000, 1 and 3 zeros in the background.
Those are gang signs.
Oh shit! I forgot about the cripping them numbers. Now I forgot about that. But also, did you see Roman Reigns? He had the big smile on his face, and I believe this was for the future of when Roman Reigns becomes a good guy. Inevitably, his family is turning on him here. How can Roman
Right.
not be the good guy, sympathetic? Couldn't even say that word. Sympathetic figure in this story when he's the one having his family turn on him.
Your family hates you.
So
How can
when
you be the
things
heel?
go on in the future and they show the highlight reels, he has that big smile on his face holding up the belt so everybody will know he's a good guy.
If a little still, yep. We got a face turn coming, because how the hell can your whole family hate you and you be a heel? It doesn't work that way. Like, you got some sympathy for a brother, cousin, Usi.
And then also, before the Usos showed up to ruin this celebration,
Assholes.
once again, Roman's the good guy.
The entire universe acknowledge me.
Yeah.
See, the whole universe needs to acknowledge him.
I'm acknowledging. Okay. As seductive as that looked, the reason why he was licking his lips was because he knew underneath all the gold foil was Hershey's chocolate. I had to get it. I'm not using this petroleum jelly for anything.
You're
Hershey's
just adjusting
chocolate.
the umbrella. You're just putting an umbrella away.
Right, it's going, opening that umbrella. Open that umbrella. Open that umbrella. The
But
belt is filled with Hershey's chocolate. Just let the record show. With a little layer of peanut butter.
see, I thought that he was just so excited to say universe. Acknowledge me, that those words just tasted so great in his mouth. He had to lick his lips. But
Universe.
I feel like he licks his lips like a bit of a weirdo. Most people, when they lick their lips, their tongue stays outside of their mouth until they make a full 360 degrees. He got top lip, maybe a quarter of the bottom lip, and then it's like his tongue got hung on the inside of his mouth. The question is, does Roman Reigns have a pierced tongue? And that is what caused the kerfuffle with him licking his lips.
Quite possibly, but let me tell you something. I don't really lick my lips too often, especially not as seductive as that, mostly because I use petroleum jelly to moisturize my juicy lips.
Oh. Well, moving on, you know who else really should have used some petroleum jelly to moisten their lips? Good old Tony Khan.
That AEW Collision, beginning June 17th, will feature CM Punk.
Hey, gang. I got more news for you.
That creepy smile at the end is what gets me. Back to you, Jim.
Back to you, Jim. I haven't blinked in years.
I think he purposely blinks live from Chicago, CM Punk, and then he opens his eyes back like how they should look. Back to you, Jim.
Is my remote not like a pleasure toy of any kind? Just making sure you guys understand.
Oh, it kind of. Is that for a Roku?
Yeah.
I got that same remote.
Ooh, yeah. We bought a protective case for it.
It probably would help if I had one.
Now this was the pleasure toy for the butthole.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's a cover for my DirecTV remote.
Oh, I thought that was a cordless phone.
Oh, God.
I was wondering why you had a cordless phone in arm's length.
In 2023. Well, God, it's 2023. I don't want people tripping over the cord when I call my doctor on my landline. I'm just sitting there just waiting all day long for a 90-year-old relative to call me up to
Hey, I
ask me what the
guess.
fuck
Hey,
happened to their horse.
at least it was a cordless phone. I
At least it was a cordless phone, because God heaven forbid anyone trips on it. Or I'd close it. I gotta bring it all the way to my room. I gotta close the door on the thing. Next thing you know, it breaks.
So, coming up on the first episode of Colostomy, believe that CM Punk is going to be taken on. Because the rumors were Samoa Joe, then Chris Jericho. Then they realized that Chris Jericho and CM Punk probably could not stay healthy long enough for that rivalry to see a satisfying conclusion. So, who do you believe CM Punk's first big opponent's going to be at AEW Coliseum?
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene, J Gene. We got a superstar, not gonna say wrestler, we got a superstar who recently had a comeback, who recently came back into the fold. The world went crazy, and a little birdie told me that he's going to go at it with CM Punk 2 out of 3 falls match. CM Punk versus the varsity blonde himself, Greg Garrison.
Holy shit.
Holy
And hey,
shit.
they said Punk was back to elevate some younger talent. And at AEW's coloring book, first episode, that would be a pretty big match.
The contract has already been signed in crayon.
Oh my goodness.
Phone calls are made to all
Who
sorts
signed
of
it
people
for,
with landlines.
now word is at AEW Call Me Bad Boy, Andrade El Idolo refused. So remember the night on Dynamite when what the hell, Sandbag Lady.
Oh,
Thunder
Thunder Rosy
Rosa.
Cheeks?
Yeah, when Thunder Rosebud walked into Tommy's office, and then Miro heard about the cookies and some extra mic time. He walked into the office. Supposedly, Andrade El Idolo was supposed to do that. He was actually there. He even filmed some stuff for social media.
Oh, wow.
And
I
he
saw
was
a
like,
video
yeah,
by
that
Andrade
so he could
El
not.
Baboso.
Now, the word is also that one of the titles, either the international or the TNT, most likely the international. That's why Orange Cassidy's been doing so much with the belt to give it such prestige. Actually, it has more prestige right now than the Undertaker streak ever had, if you're going to be honest with yourself. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's more real.
so he's going to give that more prestige, and that's the belt they're going to center AEW Call My Mama Tonight.
And if
So
it's not Griff Garrison, it'll be Andrade El Baboso. He will win the championship and be the albatross that takes that prestige down into a lake and drown it. Just murder it.
ooh. And they'll be right by Lake Michigan.
Right, great
But
place to
how is
drown a belt's prestige.
well, I can tell you. No, I won't because I can't think of a proper way to word that without getting
Tell
in
me
trouble.
now!
But at Chicago's United Center on June 17th, CM Punk will be there losing his first match on AEW.
You heard it here, folks. He's going to lose his first match. And nothing you can do about it. No CM Punk chants are going to save him. He's going to lose to Griff Garrison.
Because think about it, the fucking Elite, when they came back, they had to take a loss to fucking Death Ray or whatever they're called, and fucking I don't know why
Yes,
I'm
juice
cussing
box.
for whatever reason, but so the Elite comes back, they got to lose to Deathline, and then CM Punk comes back. And I mean, losing to Griff Garrison at least is more excusable than losing to Def Octagon, in my opinion. But will it be kind of like how MJF defeated him twice in the same building? Who knows? But how do you think this roster split is going to happen if it is indeed a real thing? Because the tag team champions, FTR, friends with CM Punk, are definitely going to be with him. Are we going to be looking at the roster more of AEW's Call Me Daddy being the show that has the tag champions and then the second rate title? And then AEW Dynamite being the show that has the world title and the trios title. And then the TNT title is just relegated to Rampage.
You know, I'm a little excited. I was a little hesitant, but I'm really down for this revolutionary. I don't know what you call it. I'm going to come up with the term brand split. So revolutionary. We're just parting the two. Like I think you're right. I think that's probably why they brought in the International All Atlantic 24/7 Survivor Series Championship, is to have each one complement the other. Revolutionary. You know, it's kind of like if a company had an Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship, and like made them complement each other, or a Women's Championship and a Divas or a Smack. I mean, just two championships that complemented each other. Like, they'll be the first ones. And I'm so happy that Tony Khan did enough coke to come up with that idea originally for a
And
brand
if
split.
he knows what's good for him, I made this noise just for him when they decide to, what would be the word, pick people for each brand. Nobody has ever thought to use that noise when
Never.
picking somebody or
I
when a pick.
created it.
So, but yeah, all of us are looking forward to AEW Colostomy Bag live Saturday, June 17th, I believe.
I'm looking forward to watching that the day after I go to see GCW Thank Me Later, because I'm going to that night.
You know what? I'll actually be back in town to watch the AEW thing.
I'm going to something the night of Forbidden Door, too. I did not realize it was the same night.
I don't think anybody watches Forbidden Door like when it's on. I think they watch for like people tweeting and then they're like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. Because Forbidden Door was the only AEW pay-per-view that I had a problem stealing through my Fire Stick. Every other
Ooh.
one I've been able to get on there. And the only time that ever happens is when multiple people are trying to get on. Like the only other time I really had a problem like that was during a Jake Paul boxing match.
Oh, wait, what's the one with Mayweather? Because I stole that one.
No, he was fighting some UFC guy and like beat him. Like knocked him out, like legit knocked him out. Like he made him look like a competent boxer.
I try not to steal too many pay-per-views. AEW, I tend to buy all of them, but I'm not buying Forbidden Door because I'm not going to be able to watch it live. I'll just have to watch it illegally later on. Hey, folks, I sometimes watch stuff illegally.
I think it's hilarious that the only good pay-per-view that AEW has ever put on is the only pay-per-view that doesn't have any story on their TV. If you're a casual fan, you have no idea who half the competitors are. But if you look at it as what AEW is intended to be looked at as, your local indie, Forbidden Door is possibly the best local indie wrestling show that you will see every year by far. And that's why that will always be AEW's best, because it's just like a local indie. Hey, let's grab random guy from over here and random guy from over here because they both banged the same lady when they went to Ribeye Steakhouse there in Osaka.
Someone had to run a train with someone in Jun Akiyama.
Doug Gilbert's still wearing the shirt of the place that I'm talking about.
The hell?
Steak place, the Riviera.
Ribera. Oh yeah, I want to go there so bad.
Well, hey, when we make it big off the Gout Foundation, which there's
Number
a chance
one.
you might be watching this somewhere regular than your normal place, perhaps, maybe. We don't know. We don't know where we're going to be. That's why I always just tell you to find us, because I never know.
Find us.
But when we make it big, our first live show with us together will be from the Riviera Steakhouse.
Ribera?
Even though I don't think I'm allowed to leave the country. But if I can make it out of the country, that's where we're going. Wait, doesn't Nick Gage fight in Japan?
I've been unaware of him going to Japan at all, and like since I've been aware of him.
I'm gonna have to find out, because if Nick Gage could go to Japan, I can't.
You sure as shit could.
So
sure as sugar.
We'll find out.
Sure as sugar.
Find out. But also, speaking of Forbidden Door, a bit of a big challenge, a bit of a big deal happened.
I will walk into Canada. Osprey versus Canada.
Will Osprey
versus Canada
against Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty exciting.
That's huge.
This is one thing. My personality when I was in middle school was I hated Canada. And then the South Park movie came out and fucking ruined it for everybody, because then everybody was like, fuck Canada.
Blame
and so it ruined my whole vibe I had going. I had the whole thing where I was going to take on Canada myself. Never met a Canadian that I couldn't beat their ass. Probably never will. Never seen a Canadian that could kick my ass.
You heard that? Canada.
Hey, there's one guy in all of Canada that I would not fight, and I'm not even sure if he's Canadian, but it's that fucking arm wrestling guy. That fucking big truck driving motherfucker that just like beats everybody in arm wrestling with the long black hair. And I'm not talking about Sylvester Stallone either.
That's the first thing that popped in my head was Over the Top.
Yeah, I saw the gears turning. It's not Sylvester Stallone.
Really? I thought I had a very expressionless face the last 30 seconds.
That's how I knew it was Sylvester Stallone. Your head got as empty as his. But I honestly believe I could take anybody in Canada, and possibly 5 or 6 at a time, except for that one arm wrestling guy. So if I am able to do that, Will Osprey, all 5'1", 114 pounds of them, should easily be able to take on 2 or 3 at a time. And I believe the man possibly could take on the entire country of Canada.
Well, how many people are in Canada? Like what, 400?
Well, you got to think AEW moved a bunch of people up there, so they have like a crew for their tours now. So I think they're more around the 450, 460 range now.
And didn't Tony Khan create the town of Regina?
Yes.
Sweet Regina. Smells great.
It was named after his childhood crush.
Oh, Regina, kiss me.
She gives them sideways kisses.
Oh.
But then not only did good old Will Osprey challenge the entirety of Canada to a match for the United States title, which I thought was a little weird, but he also had something else to say.
Where is this fucking notion came that all Canadians are nice? Oh, sorry about that. Everyone in Canada is fucking nice. Look at the fucking evidence. Chris Jericho, arsehole. Don Callis, arsehole. El Phantasmo, arsehole. Bret Hart just moans all the fucking time.
You know, I'm sure Bret Hart's wife will say that he moans all the time.
Well, Bret Hart, I've been telling people for years, he was actually the reason why I hated Canada. Was Bret Hart's fucking dumbass.
I thought you found a nail in a bowl of poutine.
What is poutine?
It
Isn't
is
that French fries?
French fries covered in gravy with cheese with like little cheese curds in them. They're heavenly and amazing.
So, what? That I don't understand why those three things would even be combined.
I
Is
don't know how it
gravy?
happened. It's like a brown gravy. I go to one place where the gravy is made from prime rib. Like they use the gravy, like they make it out of that, and it pours in there with little chunks of beef, like tiny little chunks of beef, but it's the gravy that's over it. And cheese curds are up in there.
That
I
sounds
will
like
I
that
will
was
soak my beard in
Canada's
that.
greatest import was invented in Wisconsin. Sound like a Canadian dish. That sounds like a Wisconsin dish. So Canada's greatest export was an import.
Like that's a shit on a shingle type deal.
So do you agree with Will Osprey's assessment of Canada?
You know what? I don't know too many Canadians. I will say, like the handful of Canadians I've ever met, I don't know. Like they seemed like they wanted to fight me. Maybe it was the hockey fan in them. By the way, hockey sucks. Like I hate all sports, but hockey, come on, it's full of bitches. You
What does
know,
hockey have to do with sport?
what does hockey have to do with sports? Exactly. God, it's not like it's like, Chinese checkers or baseball. God bless America.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just a bunch of fucking racists smacking a puck.
Yeah, like fucking Canada doesn't even exist. I never heard of Canada.
Yeah.
Cañada. It's Spanish. It's pronounced Cañada.
Cañada is actually just a large national forest owned by the United States. And there were a bunch of squatters that thought that they can make a city in the middle of the woods. And so America let them do it. And now apparently these people think they're a country.
And
Like,
now
that
the
is the only
streets.
that's why Alaska is just like randomly there.
And now the streets are run rapid with illegal cigarettes, maple syrup, and next thing you know, Don Morocco is shot in the back of the head.
Also, you could get heroin pretty easy there, so that's kind of cool.
Shit, I could send a 4-year-old on the streets. Come back 2 minutes later, they have heroin and maple syrup. Shame on you, Canada, Canada.
Yeah, we should have left you as a national forest like we started to.
Nothing but woods and bears, and you can keep your maple syrup.
So now, apparently, with Will Osprey's challenge to Canada, the United States champion of New Japan, I should specify, because there's 9 million United States champions, because nobody's smart enough to call it American Championship.
Shit. Wait, that ain't it.
A United States champion that currently lives in America, that was born in Canada, and I guess lived there for like 10 years, has accepted the challenge on behalf of all Canadians, even though he already teased a match between himself and some friends against the Blackpool Combat Club also. And that man, Tiny Legs Omega.
Are you ready for the battle cry?
Do you think it's going to be another 30-minute shit fest like it was when they battled at the Tokyo Dome in January?
I feel it's going to go an hour and nine. No, it's going to go an hour because they're going to go with a 60-minute time limit or 30, depending on how they feel. It's going to run its whole course. Dave Meltzer will be in the front row with a jar of dollar store petroleum jelly.
I feel the U.S. title has a 30-minute time limit on it.
Okay, we're going to go 30 minutes, which is about how much it takes me to take a shit after eating Raising Cane's chicken. Lots of flips are going to be done. At one point or another, Will Osprey will attempt to levitate.
So how disappointed are you that right off the bat, this match will be deducted 1 star because it's not taking place in the Tokyo Dome? So right off the bat, it couldn't even live up to the match they had earlier this year.
It will live up to because not in the Tokyo Dome. You know, it's going to be in Kanata. And it's going to be in Kenyatta. And I'm feeling that Dave Meltzer, you know, what matches in Kenyatta gets 5, 6, 7 stars? No matches in Kenyatta gets that many. So 3 stars. All it's going to get, Osprey levitates and Canada loses.
Well, no, it's going to get more than 3 stars because it has Omega in it. So that's 1 star automatically. Just automatically 1 star, no matter what. Doesn't matter if they both whip out their dicks and piss in the middle of the ring. 1 star. Automatically it has Kenny Omega. There will be 1 false finish. Somebody will hit a finisher and somebody will kick out.
One.
So we'll have 2 stars there. Somebody's going to do the old fake passing out gag in the middle of the match because they've just been giving it their all and they're so tuckered out that they're going to pass out.
Would you love matches where they do that in the first 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah. It's just like, dude, work on your cardio if you're going to get tuckered out that quickly.
Yeah.
The 4 star will get earned because Omega will do the point and shoot thing towards Osprey. So we're at 4 stars right there before anything else happens in the match that we know is going to happen.
We're going to need a drinking game.
This match will be 4.25 stars.
But we're going to need a drinking game for every false finish. Shot for every false finish. You'll be dead.
We should do that. That should be our off week episode. It's just rewatching that match.
My liver can't take it anymore.
Because supposedly the V trigger is a Kenny Omega finish. Supposedly the Spanish fly is a Osprey finish, and you know we're going to see 17 Spanish flies in this match. Even though you would think after you went to the top rope and the man's met you on the top rope and flipped you completely over, you would quit going to the top rope. After the second time, at minimum, I personally would stop after the first.
There'll be at least 1 Chope con Hilo where Kenny Omega will go way further than he normally does, and you're going to go.
Now, is this Osprey's time to beat Omega, or do we go to a time limit draw?
Time limit draw. We got to make sure that Omega looks strong. And for Kenyatta.
Well, the good thing would be, so if it does go to the time limit draw like you suggested, we do have room for match 3. Osprey still has the argument that, you know, he just didn't have the time to do it. And then he wins the title at All In. Is that the way you're seeing it, or no?
Oh, boy. Yeah, I think this could go to All In, and it will be in Osprey's territory because he is from England, right? Yeah, he's from. Yeah,
he's from the United Kingdom somewhere.
I was like, he's either like UK or maybe he's Australian.
Yeah,
maybe
I think he's from England proper. If he's not from England, he's from Wales. But I think
possibly
he's from,
Montana. I don't know.
yeah. Well, he says words Montana people can't say, like
Bathroom,
hello, yes,
orgasm.
just any word that isn't y'all, basically. And he says bruv a lot. That's why I think he's English, from like right outside of London.
Oh, no.
That is the only place in the world that says bruv.
I was editor of the school magazine.
Bruv.
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 Bruh.
That should be Riddle's new thing. Bruv.
Bruh.
But is it too predictable if it goes to a time limit draw that Osprey is going to win the title there in England? Or is that something that the AEW fan base, you know how they are, they love to live in the dirt sheets. They love to know what's going to happen in the future. So would that actually lead to ticket prices? Because apparently this thing sold out, All In sold out. Would that actually push ticket prices higher for the scalpers to charge people? Because now people will,
because they don't have a single match advertised yet.
thing.
Once they have that match advertised, holy shit!
Yeah, especially if it's a non-US champion Osprey going in there against Kenny Omega as champion in the third match of their series, that is one tie, because then Osprey could get his win. Omega don't feel like he was screwed because he didn't lose the feud. He lost the same amount of matches as Osprey did. Or does Omega win just right out?
I think
and then Osprey's down 2-1 going into England.
I don't know, because at Forbidden Door, I would love for Osprey to win, Omega to lose, and all the Canadians would be like throwing like containers of maple syrup into the crowd out of rage. Then they go on and have a match at All In, and then have Osprey lose there. Everyone loses their mind, and they're throwing like cups of tea into the ring as protest. Cheers! Bollocks! You
bowler hats and teacups.
Bowler hats and teacups. Oh, shit, I forgot. I should have grabbed my monocle for this one. I got it right back here.
But see, I feel like somebody in the BCC is going to fuck up that match somehow. And that's going to lead to continuing the elite BCC bullshit, which will give us Osprey Omega 3 at All In. That's why I think it was dumb for them to even bother doing it at whatever this Forbidden Door.
Bloody fucking hell! Sorry.
Bowler hats and teacups.
Bowler hats and teacups! Governor, we're going to rage on Doctor Who! Son of a bitch! Just wait. There we go. Hey, hold on. Governor. But Osprey's going to win it for the UK. And Doctor Who. I don't know.
That being said, this has been the Gout Foundation.
With the notorious BGM, Fuck Fight TV, and my sensually satisfying co-host,
your boy Jay. Fuck
my
Fight
boy.
TV. It
Fuck
should
Fight
be
TV.
as far away as Pluto, because I know what app to be
on.
Ha
ha! You minx.
And we'll see you next time. And if you're seeing us in a new place, this is where we're at for now on.
Yeah.
On this place at this time.
At this mysterious place.
Go Foundation!
Go Foundation!